Imagine a scenario where a powerful nation decides to slap a hefty fine on another country for its purchasing decisions. This isn't just about trade, it's about national security and who gets to play on the global chessboard. But here's where it gets controversial. The U.S. administration has imposed a 50% tariff on Indian imports, citing national security concerns over India's purchase of Russian oil. The White House, through its trade advisor Peter Navarro, has defended this decision as a critical national security move. Navarro, known for his provocative statements, dubbed India the Maharaja of Tariffs, highlighting India's high tariffs and non-tariff barriers that make it difficult for U.S. businesses to enter the Indian market. On August 7, 2025, U.S. President Donald Trump announced a 25% tariff on Indian imports, which was later increased to 50% via an executive order effective August 27. This escalation is unprecedented, representing one of the highest tariffs the U.S. has ever imposed on any country. Navarro explained the rationale behind this move by drawing a direct connection between U.S. payments to India for goods and India's subsequent use of those funds to purchase Russian oil. He argued that this ultimately supports Russia's military efforts in Ukraine, a situation that strains U.S. resources and taxpayer dollars in defending Ukraine. During a briefing, Navarro outlined his logic. The U.S. sends billions of dollars to India under an unfair trade deal. India uses those dollars to buy Russian oil, which Russia then uses to finance its war against Ukraine. In essence, American taxpayers are indirectly funding Russia's conflict. Critics argue that India's high tariffs and non-tariff barriers create significant hurdles for U.S. businesses looking to sell in India. Navarro emphasized this point, stating, India has some of the highest tariffs in the world, making it extremely difficult for U.S. businesses to access the Indian market. Interestingly, when questioned about similar actions not being taken against China, a larger buyer of Russian oil, Navarro replied, "We already have over 50% tariffs on China. We're careful not to undermine our own interests. As the president says, let's see what happens." Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller echoed Navarro's concerns, asserting that India's oil purchases significantly contribute to funding Russia's military activities. He added, India is one of the largest purchasers of Russian oil and could easily shift to alternative markets. India's Ministry of External Affairs vehemently opposed the U.S. decision, branding it as unjustified and unreasonable. They emphasized that India would prioritize its national interests, stating, like any major economy, India will take all necessary steps to safeguard its economic security. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a public address, underscored India's commitment to protecting its domestic sectors, particularly farmers, fishermen, and dairy producers. He declared, "For us, the interest of our farmers is our top priority. India will never compromise on the interests of its farmers, fishermen, and dairy producers." This complex interplay of trade, national security, and economic strategy raises many questions. Is the U.S. justified in targeting India specifically, or should other countries with similar purchasing habits face the same consequences? What are the long-term implications of such high tariffs on both economies? These are issues worth debating and exploring further.